my gosh, she's so cute.
Hi, I'm Evan.
I'm Teddy, and we're the Picture and the Poet.
And this is Conversations with Lola, episode 7.
And today we're talking about our first real week in the van.
Full week. A whole week. Living in it. Everything. It's a good week. Okay.
Everything. Food. Good. It was good.
This last week, we had an engagement session up in Swan River, which is about 5 hours north of Winnipeg. We thought, that's North Manitoba. Let's just stop into Thompson. Turns out Thompson is another 6 hours north of Swan River.
By we, he means he thought this, and I was like, sure, whatever, I don't care. We went up to Thompson anyways, met up with some friends, hung out, and did just some travel around northern Manitoba. We both had not spent very much time in northern Manitoba.
Here we are in Riding Mountain National Park.
We're just hanging out in our little camping space, and we're going to talk about all the things that we've experienced in the last week and what we've learned about the van and what needs to happen next.
Yeah.
It's also very cold and windy. That's why we look like crap. So the first thing that we wanted to talk about is the last minute additions to the van that Evan and his dad put in before we left that we love and are so thankful for.
The biggest one, towel rack.
Yeah, so we have a bathroom and we just didn't really have a spot to hang our towels or our tea towels or our cloths. If we didn't have it, we'd have wet towels hanging over the seats and chairs. It just helps reduce clutter, which is so helpful when you live in a small space.
Yeah, that was a big reason why I went with a full bathroom in the van. The lighting here is changing drastically. The big reason why I went with a full enclosed bathroom is for the reason of hanging wet things. Having a dedicated space to put that, fantastic.
Next one is the shower curtain.
It's a small space, so going into the bathroom when we're both in the van is, privacy is it's an illusion.
Right now, it's just a $2 plastic IKEA thing.
Yeah.
We will be getting something nicer, but it really works for our time being.
The shoe rack at the entrance, when we were designing the cabinetry system, including the shoe rack was a last-second decision, and it has been amazing.
Oh, yeah. If we didn't have it, we would have all of our shoes sitting on our front mat, and then we'd be struggling to get over. Lola would struggle to get in and out of the van,
Yep.
So it's just nice to have that storage. And last but not least, the things that were added to the van was one singular handle.
In ordering the hardware for the rest of the drawers, I ordered a few different options to decide, but I did one of each design.
So we decided on one design. We liked it the most, but we only then had one.
And thankfully we installed it where we did. The second thing we really noticed that we need to improve on in the van is organization. Me and my dad, we've built very specific spaces to organize very specific things, but we need even more organization within those. The cabinet above the dinette, we need to find baskets that fit in there perfectly to help us organize things more specifically.
Yeah. Right now, it's just a complete mishmash of all the stuff that we're chucking in there.
The garage is a big mess.
In the future, we're likely to keep things like extra toilet paper and stuff like that. So having good access to the garage and having it organized is key, and that means getting more bins, more shelves, stuff like that. The next thing we need to organize is the cab, the front of the van where the two chairs are. That hasn't been an area of attention, but there's papers, there's garbage, there's Kleenex boxes.
The cab just becomes a big junk drawer.
Yes. Being
And
very concise.
you are motoring through this.
Because I know how much time it takes me to edit out all of our garbage, and I just have no time for it anymore.
Next thing we want to talk about is how sleeping has been going.
Not a lot of sleeping, if you know what I mean. Just kidding. I'm celibate. Okay. We've done a mixture of campgrounds, like Exhibit A, but there was times where we're like, okay, we're going to spend the money, the $28 to park here tonight, but we're going to free camp or urban camp, city camp, other nights. When we were at Wiscaco, we parked at a boat launch. It was very windy.
Oh, that's on your eye. Oh my God. I was so concerned.
It went.
You just crushed a bug with your eye.
I'm fine.
What were we talking about?
Oh, God.
No.
Let's just move on. The next thing on our list is power management. We learned a lot this last week on how much power we can use and then how much time we need to drive then to replenish the power.
The hot water heater, it's a 5-gallon hot water heater. Whenever I turn it on, it sucks back about 20% of the power. I just have to learn, like, we only use the hot water heater when we're plugged into power or when I know that we have like a few hours on the road for the alternator to replenish it.
The stovetop doesn't take a lot of power, so I feel confident in using it many times a day. Like tonight I'm gonna make chickpea curry, like with naan. It's gonna be so delicious.
I've been looking at that naan in the pantry every day. So excited we finally have it.
Oh, we have to wait. This is not appropriate for toast. Blur it out.
Point number 5, water management. In the back of the van, over top of each wheel well, I have 20-gallon tank over each wheel. So in total, we have 40 gallons of fresh water, 5 gallons of hot water, and underneath the van, I have a 19-gallon gray water tank.
We learned how many days we can go without refilling. So it's probably what, like...
Casually using the water and not being super conservative, probably 3 to 4 days without refilling the tank.
We're washing dishes 3 times a day. Evan's washing his feet. We're washing our hands all the time. We're using quite a bit of water.
We could probably go 7 days.
Yeah.
But we'd have to like design our meals around water usage and all that. But
or wash our dishes a little differently.
Yeah. But as far as refilling water goes, I mean, with every 3 or 4 days, if we're getting a campsite, it's always easy to fill up water there. Friends' houses, they have
a garden hose.
Garden hose is easy. And as we learnt, if you talk sweetly to nice people, they'll also offer you their garden hose.
So our bathroom, it is a full functional composting toilet, which is so amazing.
And it diverts the solids and the liquids. The liquids we have to dump more often because Teddy pees a lot.
I pee a lot. I don't know if that's too much information, but I pee like tons a day.
I take the liquids and it's usually, again, on the edge of a highway. And when I dump it, I don't all dump it in one place. As I dump it, I walk and I spread it out. And it's
I have a
fine.
really funny video of him doing it. One of our biggest priorities in the van is being able to work comfortably. Our dinette is fantastic for working in the van. There's a lot of space for me to lay out my hard drives and my computers and everything. And often I find I get a lot of work done quicker because there are literally no distractions when you don't have any service. The only thing that I have found annoying is that times when we're out of service and out of internet, we can't do some of the basic things that we would be able to do at home, like download music. Like that's a big part of video editing for us.
It's funny how it kind of forces us to become more intentional about when and where we work because we have to center our lives around our availability of the internet. Oh no!
Oh!
Oh no. 8th point I want to talk about is keeping the van clean. Creating clutter in the van happens very quick because you can't ignore it and go to the other room. But the advantage of that is you can't ignore it and go to the other room. You're kind of in a position where you're forced to clean it right away.
Especially because the van is not finished. These organization spaces have not been determined fully. So
Haven't been optimized.
There's just a ton of stuff just lying around.
We can't drive anywhere if there are dishes hanging around.
Well, it's literally that we're forced to do the dishes because if we do the dishes halfway through a trip that we're driving, we can't just have them clanging around back there.
Yeah. We recently got our Dyson and oh my god. Those little dustpans, they always leave a little bit laying around.
You're a bit of a sham in that way. I'm like, this is your one job and you're not that great at it. The 9th point is that we've been forced to embrace the unknown.
So we started off in Neepawa because we were doing a little bit of a job for a company and filming at a farm up there. And then from there we were going to start driving north. But we met up with a friend in Neepawa and she's like, hey, you should go to a trail to the south. And I'm just kind of like, that's kind of the opposite direction. But this is all about saying yes to the unknown. So that first day was just amazing.
And so we ended up deciding, okay, whatever plan that you had on where we're going to stay tonight, we'll just wait on it.
Throw it out.
And we'll stay here at these trails. And we ended up meeting a couple who are traveling from BC, but they're originally from Germany. We spent the evening and then the morning just like talking and hanging out and just like It was awesome. Like, I loved meeting new people and enjoying that time together. And
Hi, Ola and Kim.
Hi.
Life at home, like the good and the bad, it's like this. The goods are good, the bads are like this.
Right.
You know, it's pretty manageable. But when you're on the road, the goods are like, oh my God, I just met these new people. I love them so much. And the bads are like, oh shit, we're out of water.
Or power.
Or like, it can be even worse. Like, thankfully nothing's gone wrong on this trip, but like, we could have engine issues, you know, we could pop a tire. Both the extreme goods and the extreme bads, we kind of have to learn to embrace those. And we recognize that it's a completely different mode of life than what we've been used to.
Yeah.
And adjusting to it will definitely take time. And this little experiment has just kind of been part of it. It's taken a while. It's taken a few days to adjust to it. Honestly, it wasn't until the 5th day that I kind of had a moment and allowed myself to just experience things for what they were. And I don't know, it's good.
That's it.
This week has been a huge affirmation of that. Uh-oh. Jeez. This has been Conversations Without Lola because she found a squirrel.
I usually would try to like actively deter her away, but we gotta finish this. So this has been Conversations with Lola, our van life first week update. Thanks for watching.
Bye for now.